What's up, everyone? You are tuned in to the Pennsylvania Rock Show, episode number 797. Forgive me for a second. I have music playing in my ears that shouldn't be there. Um, you just heard Diesel Beast and their song Mammoth Hunt and Divine Tragedy When Civilizations Fall. And both of those tracks kind of play right into my guest tonight, but we'll get to that in just a moment. You are tuned in to music from the 412.com, buildadscene.com, rootarooradio.com, xrpradio.co.uk, metalshop101.com, megarockradio.net, and even possibly 107.1 KFGD, St. Louis, Missouri. My name is Bill. This is episode 797. And with me is Brutalitus of Dethlehem. What's up, Seth?
Hello. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It's been a while, so thank you. We're back adventuring.
I believe the last time you were on was the last album release. How long ago was that? Or the last adventure? How do you want me to say that even?
Yeah. album release is fine. That was our last album came out right in the thick of the curse upon the land in 2020, so it was an interesting time to release an album. I guess it's been about 5 years now at this point.
I to get everyone caught up, because there are definitely going to be people on here that are not familiar with your story. We're just going to start there, and it may even be most of the first segment. So give the listeners and viewers the background behind Dethlehem and their journeys.
All right, sounds good. Yeah. So Dethlehem is the capital city of Ghorusalem, where we hail from in our fantastical world of adventure. A lot of people compare it to like Dungeons and Dragons type stuff going on. So basically, the first album, we fought Yagalith, the shape-shifting goblin. He would shape-shift into a dragon. The second album, we actually fought a nefarious warlock Dredgemore, which we'll talk about later. At the end of that album, his face got ripped off, and Lord Bonecrusher and the rest of the crew went through a portal into different realms. And then they met me on the third album, Brutalitus. Myself and Grimshaw are from Dethlehem of the past. So before it was even named Dethlehem. We had to fight my twin brother, Solomor, there. He transformed into a demon named Nightmare. Excuse me. I got a cursed eyeball from that whole thing, so I can peer into the abyss, which is pretty neat. Then we hopped into another portal for the next album. Came back to the present day Dethlehem, as everyone knows it, and we ended up fighting a dark elf named Veldros, who teamed up somehow with the Mind Flayers and took control of this ancient beast, the Emerald Dragon, using it to kind of try to destroy the land. So we had to face off against her. Can't really beat the Emerald Dragon, so we beat her. And then, now we're on to foul sorcery being cast across the land on our new album. And we revealed that the nefarious warlock Dredgemore from our second album, he's returning for revenge on this one. So that's where we're at story-wise. With Dethlehem.
All right. So I don't. Did you see the comment that was on the screen?
No, I didn't. I missed it.
That one.
Sometimes need lozenge. It's true. I'm just getting over a curse over here, so you know.
So I'm gonna go behind the scenes for a moment. How do you come up with the stories? Because obviously the album is the story. So like, I feel like it's probably a lot harder to write concept albums like this than it is to just write individual songs.
So I'll kind of ditch the facade here for a moment and speak about like how we actually do stuff. I personally think it's easier to do it this way because essentially we're just writing like Dungeons and Dragons campaigns and then writing music and songs that go, along with like we're always fighting some evil or doing battle or doing something funny and goofy. So we have interludes that kind of weave the albums together where we act out parts, just audio interludes and stuff. They build characters, build the world, things like that. It originally was, this is great timing because Dethlehem is birthed from Halloween. I'm not a founding member. I've been in the band for like 12, 13 years at this point, which is crazy to think about. But when the original guys founded it, two of them are still with us, Bone Crush and Overlord Brahm. They did it because their friend asked them to play a Halloween show, and they sort of made up this fantastical band with all these characters and had such a good time doing it that they just sort of kept doing it. And I'm grateful they did, because then I joined later, and now it's become this huge part of my life as well. And, I can't imagine not doing this. It's just something that gets all of our creativity out. It helps us have fun. We get to play a lot of really cool shows. We played, Mad with Power in Wisconsin. We played.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's going to come up a little bit later.
Okay, yeah, we played RPM Fest in Boston. Like, those were our last two ones. So really cool. We played Mag Fest a really long time ago, and a bunch of conventions. We just played the Pittsburgh Gaming Expo and kind of had like a new album preview show. So that was a lot of fun too.
All right, so I'm going to bring it up right here. So in the next musical break, we're going to hear your new single Sunseeker, but we're also going to hear Charlatan from Lords of the Trident.
Excellent. They are, battle bros of ours from a long time ago, good friends. So definitely check them out too. We're more like melodic death metal. They're more power metal. So, but we both fight battles. So,
and Ty, or Lord, I know there's a Fang in there.
Fang von Rathenstein, I believe is
that's it. Thank you.
The full name.
he runs Mad with Power, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. So I actually contacted him right after I talked to you and said, "Hey, I need new music from you."
Excellent.
So we still have about a minute and a half. Why don't you tell me a little bit about Sunseeker, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so Sunseeker we released as a single because it's the only song that we've ever done that is not part of our campaign, and we wanted to pay tribute to a warrior, Solaire of Astora from the Dark Souls games. And the premise for the video is that, he's building his legendary armor that he did himself, but there are warriors within his head that are kind of driving him to adventure, and that's us. That's Dethlehem. So we kind of interjected ourselves into his story. So he's creating the armor in the video, and then at the end we see him praise the sun and everything. So yeah, tribute song to Solaire of Astora. Praise the sun.
So I was watching the video in my car when I was texting you, and it reminds me of a cutscene from the video game Diablo.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And which kind of it kind of fits in
similar, similar vibes, yeah.
All right, so we're gonna take our first break. On the video side, you're gonna see me give away some Dressing Entertainment tickets. On the radio and podcast side, you're gonna get to hear Sunseeker by Dethlehem and Charlatan by Lords of the Trident, and we'll be right back. Okay, I may have said the wrong thing. We're going to give the tickets away next segment. If you're just tuning in, with me is Brutalitus of Dethlehem, and he gave us a little explanation of the story so far, And then we heard their new single Sunseeker, which he also told us a little bit about. But now you're a DIY band and like to the core. And why don't you talk a little bit on that, and then we'll head into how they can help you get the album finished.
Yeah, so Dethlehem, 100% DIY band. We try to do as much in-house as possible. I do a lot of like the graphics and the design work. Our drummer,
Including
Overlord Brom.
that one behind me.
That one behind me. Yeah, I'm not a great illustrator, so we did hire a local Pittsburgh guy, Dylan Macco. He did the artwork for the album, and it's really cool. It's a I had him do it as a trifold vinyl, basically. So it's this really long art piece that kind of ties a bunch of different elements of the story together. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, we're 100% DIY, no labels or anything. So we rely on, our awesome fans and crowdfunding to help us, accomplish our goals. We've been very successful in doing so up until this point, and we've got a Kickstarter live right now. The last I checked, it was a little over 70%. I think it actually went up while we were doing this. So that's cool. Thank you guys. Appreciate that so much. It really means a lot. Yeah, excellent. So you can head to Kickstarter.com and go under music and metal and check it out. You can go to Dethlehem.com. You can check it out on all of our socials. Pretty much anywhere we have links to it. But yeah, we got, I think, a good amount of days left, a little bit more than a month. So get in there, check it out. All of the gold that you give us is going to be used to make all of the really cool rewards. We've got, the typical like CDs, shirts, patches. We've got cassettes for the first time. We're doing, like I said, a vinyl. It's going to be a double LP across 2 records. And then something really cool is we specifically picked trifold packaging because it's going to double as a DM screen. We're also writing a campaign, a one-shot campaign that you can play just as a standalone. It'll be a couple hours, or you can have your DM interjected into your campaign if you've got an ongoing one as well. Anyone worth their salt will be able to intertwine it. But we bring you directly into the album file Sorcery. It actually has to do with, I think, like the third track, the tournament battle. So expect the trifold to have notes and maps on it. You're also going to get a booklet. There will be, if you're not playing your own campaign, there will be characters you can pick from. One of the rewards, the highest tiers, you get a custom character. I think we have one of those left. And just a bunch of really cool stuff. We've got a glow-in-the-dark t-shirt that'll be exclusive to Kickstarter. And as I kind of alluded to earlier, the nefarious warlock Dredgemore, he's back on this album, face torn off and all. You can see him on the cover. We actually, once we met 50%, that was our first milestone, and we revealed that it was Dredgemore, and the warlock is back for revenge.
I could have swore that I saw on here the other day that one of the things that you could get was the chance to kiss Overlord Brom's helmet.
That's the lowest tier. That's $1.
It is the first one. I skipped that one when I was skimming them.
Yeah. You can. We don't recommend kissing Overlord Brom's helmet, but hey, that unlocks it. $1. Anything helps. Even if you can't, pledge right now. Just even sharing it, spreading the word. The Sunseeker song's doing really great. Last I checked, it was up over 65K streams, which is excellent. So thank you guys so much for checking that out. Really appreciate it. But yeah, you see our link tree here. All of our links. You can find anything you want. We even have our press kit there if you're interested in that. But yeah, all kinds of stuff. Dethlehem, we're really busy right now with a lot of really cool stuff. So, and I appreciate you having me on to tell the world about it.
So I clicked on merchandise. This looks like Bandcamp.
Yeah. Bandcamp will be the best place for merch outside of the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter is going to help us actually create a lot of merch, and we'll pretty much only make as much as gets funded. There will be obviously some leftovers, just unless we end up on an even number of pledges, which never happens. But excess flow will be, available on Bandcamp as well, in case you do miss out on the Kickstarter stuff. But like I said, the Kickstarter stuff helps us even make it. If we can't meet the goals, then we can't make this stuff. So we really appreciate everyone, pre-ordering the album. Essentially, it helps us do a lot that normally we wouldn't be able to do. So thanks so much to everyone.
And to get to Kickstarter, to everything, Kickstarter and Linktree, just Dethlehem.com takes you to Linktree. And
Dethlehem.com will take you to the Linktree. Like I said, you could find us pretty easily just through Kickstarter, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, all the. Can I donate $1? Sure, Red Ninja. You can find us everywhere, pretty much. All kinds of really cool stuff.
So I did my math really poorly in segment 1, so we have a little extra time. Let me think how I want to ask this question. Wow. We're going to go into those questions I told you we were going to save till segment 3, but that just means extra ones.
Sounds good.
So we're going to start out with the official and unofficial Build a Scene questions, and I kind of hinted at them when we were off the air. The first one is, what is the best pizza you've had because you're a musician?
The best pizza I've had. That is a tough one. I feel like I'm going to get crap for this no matter what I say. Obviously, Luminati's in Chicago is pretty great. That one's hard to beat. Locally in Pittsburgh, I'm a Fiore's guy. I know you love it or hate it. I happen to love it. I like the sweet sauce. Ironborn's not bad. There's a place actually over in the Pleasant Hills area called Trust Brewing. Very small if you haven't had that. Also very good. And Spoonwood. But yeah, I don't know. Geez, my favorite. That's tough because pizza's so good. There's so many different kinds. But locally, I guess Fiore's, and non-locally, I guess Luminati's.
We have a suggestion from the peanut gallery there.
Uh-oh.
I 100% I'm going to say that wrong, so I'm not even going to try. Okay, so that's the unofficial question. The official question is, who's your Dave Grohl? And by that I mean, what band would you like to go up on stage with and perform one of their original songs?
Oh, geez. For me, it's probably the Black Dahlia Murder. I really like them a lot. R.I.P. Trevor. He was a huge influence to me, just the way he writes lyrics and his tone and all that stuff. I think that hopefully his influence comes through in the way I try to perform. They're really great. I've got this weird, I really like power metal too. I don't think we would fit with them, but I love Blind Guardian as well. So they're excellent. If I had the chance to play with them, I would, but I think we're probably a little on the heavy side for that show. But yeah, Black Dahlia Murder is probably my favorite. I know a lot of the guys in the band really like Bellacore too. Our bassist just traveled to go see them on their first tour in the U.S. Grimshaw Longfellow went to go see them, so got to give them a shout out too. And but we have a very eclectic group. I think our drummer really likes Sleep Token. Our one guitar player really likes Ween a lot. So all kinds of different flavors for sure.
It's kind of how the playlist is going tonight. I have a lot of metal, but not a lot of what you guys do. Diesel Beast, kinda. Divine Tragedy, they're kinda there. Obviously, Lords of the Trident, we already talked about being similar, but not really. But it is a all metal show this week. In fact, last week was a metal show, and next week is also going to have some metal in it. And then we're going to go back to rock and metal like normal. But 3 in a row, that's like metal. So if you're metal fans out there, yeah. All right, so I tell you what, let me go ahead and actually give those tickets away this time. And we're going to listen to Helios, Hellbender, and Hopeful 16 Dark Side. And we'll be right back here on the Pennsylvania Rock Show. Hey, it's that time of the night where I'm going to spin the wheel, courtesy of Drusky Entertainment, on behalf of Music from the 412, and give away 2 tickets to a Drusky Entertainment show. If you're interested in winning tickets to shows, you can head to musicfromthe412.com/contest and follow the directions to get your name on the wheel for various upcoming concerts. This week, the tickets that are being given away are for the Texas Hippie Coalition with Modern Fossils at the Craft House. This Thursday, October 23rd, the doors are at 5. Show starts at 6. You can head to Craft House's website or to Drusky Entertainment should you need to purchase tickets still. They start at $30.15 and go up to $44.15. I had 7 people sign up for this week's giveaway on the website. They were Ryan Bonnet, Melina Watson, John Bonnet, Thomas Trainer, Justin Todd, Keith Ladig, and Nikki Praza. As always, I'm going to shuffle those names a couple times. I think I'm going to do 4 this time. We're going to spin and find out who is going to head to that Texas Hippie Coalition show on Thursday, October 23rd. And the winner is Ryan Bonnet. Ryan, you will be receiving an email from me later this evening, and I will be sending it on to Drusky Entertainment, and they will contact you with how to receive those tickets, and have fun at the show. Everybody else, make sure you head to musicfrom412.com/contest for more chances to win. I'm going to go back and talk with Brutalis, except I think I may have said that wrong, from Dethlehem, and we'll be with you momentarily. So I may have swallowed a syllable there. I'm going to say it wrong again. Brutalitas. We are on episode 797 of the Pennsylvania Rock Show. You just heard from Helios and Hopeful 16 with me tonight. If you're just tuning in, Brutalitas of Dethlehem. You got to hear him in character tell you the story behind the band, and also out of character tell you the story of the band.
Yeah.
2 different things. So if you're just tuning in, you do need to go back and listen. You go to buildascene.com or musicfront412.com and find this show later on tonight with everything. So if you are leaving a show and there's a DeLorean sitting outside with its door up in the air and a flux capacitor in the back seat, where are you going in time, and what band are you going to play with while you're there?
Oh man, play with.
Yeah. Because, Marty McFly plays with Chuck Berry's cousin.
That is true, yeah. Oh, band that play. Pantera would be a pretty rad one, even though that's not that far ago. I'm trying to think of stuff like if I was just being selfish and didn't care what everyone thought of us, I would like to go see the original Rush lineup. That would be cool. I'd missed out on that. I know they're coming back on tour, and I would also love to see them. But that's a tough one. Dang, that we would want to play a show with. Early Metallica would be sick. I mean, yeah. Oh man. At the Gates, that would be excellent. Yeah, I think those are my answers. That's a hard one.
I started the show off with Diesel Beast. I'm gonna ask you the Diesel Beast question.
Okay.
So they were from Fenton, Missouri, if I remember correctly. But the question is, they were first band I ever asked this question, and it's very hard to top their answer.
Yeah.
The question was, if you could play anywhere, like it could be a non-traditional venue with any band, where would you want to play and with who? And then I'll give you, if you want, do you want me to tell their answer while you're thinking?
Sure.
All right. Anyone who's watched this show knows the answer, but they wanted to play at Stonehenge with Dio.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can't beat that. The Spinal Tap has to be there too, though. Oh man, Stonehenge with Dio would be sick. That's pretty awesome. Oh, on top of any mountain would be cool for sure. With literally any band.
Could it be Wolf Mountain?
It could be possibly Wolf Mountain. Yeah. There might be something in like Disney World that is there a mountain there?
There is. I may have let my kids watch that video and then panic.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. It's okay. There's not too many bad things. On top of a mountain would be sick. Playing with, I mean, I'm gonna sound like a broken record here, but Black Dahlia would be a dream come true. Hilariously enough, my band actually did play with them once, but it was before I was in it, so that is a bummer to me, but cool for us. Stonehenge with Dio, that's too perfect. Spinal Tap would be perfect too. That'd be super fun. Any of the old like what am I trying to say here? Obviously all the legendary metal bands, right? Pantera, Sabbath, Ozzy, like, Metallica. Demu would be sick to play with. I think we could fit in with them a little bit. They're heavier than we are. That would be excellent. And definitely playing somewhere where there's like nothing but fog and really cool lights. So that's my answer. Demu.
Okay, I want to be there.
Yeah, me too. Let's make it happen.
What's the songwriting process like? You kind of told me it's easier because but like, who brings what to the table first?
So I write the story for the whole album, the last 3 anyway. I actually, funny enough, this time I tried to be a little bit more organized. Let me see if I could go look and get you an exact number here. I put together a presentation, and it was a whopping, let's see, like 90 slides. So,
wow.
Yeah, I went through the whole story. I also shared that with our the guy who did the art on the cover album. Like, hey, here's what we want like characters to look like. Here's what we look like. Here's some references for you. Here's cohesively the story. And then we kind of like we took some parts and changed some other parts. So there's some hidden things, but yeah, I mean, it's there if you want it. I think there's a pretty cool, I get pretty into the story. So I'll start there with the story. We'll try to think of what do we want to happen on the next album? What's the next adventure? And then, Colt Headwind, our guitar player, and Durok Magic Fist, our lead guitar player, he's doing a ton of the lifting as far as writing the actual songs goes. He'll even put drums to it, and he'll kind of send us stuff and we'll send it back and forth. And then, I'll write some lyrics to it independently, and then we'll kind of get together and try to record it. And once we sort of get a feel based off of the demos, we'll start trying to play them live and at practice and see how they're feeling there. That's pretty much the process. And then, Grimshaw Longfellow, our bassist, he's doing all of the engineering and production and things like that. And then, we hired another local Pittsburgh guy, Brian Lawlin. I think that's how you say his last name. I'm not 100% sure, but he does all the mixing and mastering. He did an excellent job on Sunseeker. So you can expect to hear, that level of, refined sound on the whole next album, because he's doing that whole thing as well. But yeah, I mean, it's a collaborative effort for sure. We all have our pieces and our parts. We all do our different things, and then we just kind of mesh it together into a grand adventure. And it takes us a while sometimes to get this all going, just with real life getting in the way. But we love doing this, and we've been doing it for a long time. And it's thanks to the support we get from things like Kickstarter and all the people who, share a post, listen to a song, tell their friends, all that stuff. It helps us, it gives us the drive to keep going. And we really, can't say thank you enough to everyone for checking us out all these years. It's been a lot of fun.
So I know on the last album, and because it was COVID, you guys did a video for every song. I'm assuming that's not the plan this time.
Not the plan this time, but who knows? We still have to get it funded here to see what happens on Kickstarter. We don't have too much left to go, but we are hoping to tour around it. So if you got any festivals that you want to see Dethlehem at, we'd love to go back to any of the ones we've played to. Like I said, Mad with Power, RPM Fest was a ton of fun. We know Brian from Lich King runs that, and that's a really good time over in like the Boston area, Massachusetts area. It's like 3 days of camping, so that one rules. But anything, we normally try to like have a tour surrounding like one big kind of festival show. So the hope is to get on some kind of festival show, plan a tour around it, release the album near that, and that's pretty much it. So that's the big plan. We usually do like an album release show locally. So anyone in Pittsburgh, definitely keep an eye on our socials for that. I think that's the only time we pretty much ever play the albums like back to back, and then we never do that again because it's a lot. We normally try to. I think any band playing over like 45 minutes, it's a little too long, but we do it for our album releases. Unless you're like a giant band like Metallica or something, that's fine. But yeah, that's pretty much the plan. Just get this adventure in the books, get it funded on Kickstarter, and then tour the land, spreading foul sorcery across it.
Back to the videos for just a second. If I'm not mistaken, Overlord Brahm handles the videos, correct? The live ones.
He handles the he didn't do Wolf Mountain. That was our friend in Jamroll Studios. They did that, which was excellent. But if
you haven't seen that one, you should go check it out. I'm assuming it's digital, but it looks like claymation.
It's stop motion. No, yeah, it is 100%. I mean, stop motion with a little bit of After Effects, but it was all done frame by frame. Yeah. Jamroll Studios, go check them out. That's who did it. They do like they do a lot of the stuff for Marvel actually with their figures and animating them and stuff. Funny enough, the guy saw our show and he said he wanted to do that for us. So it was excellent. Big thanks to Jamroll on that. That video turned out awesome. But yeah, as far as Sunseeker goes, Overlord Brahm handles the capturing of pretty much all of our videos that look really good. He has been a part of. He does that for a living outside of the band, so he just keeps getting better and better at it. But yeah, Sunseeker turned out, I think, really awesome.
That was just me putting in another one, the lozenges thing up again. Claymation doll Grimdark. Okay, for reasons. Hey, on that note, everyone head to Dethlehem.com and buildascene.com as soon as you get off of here. I want to thank you for hanging out with me in the chat room, and I want to thank you, Brutalitus. I messed it up again. Brutalitus. The beauty of doing it live is I can just say whoops and keep going.
Yeah, appreciate you having me.
I hate editing videos, so lots of props to Overlord Brahm, who I'm sure edits lots of video. With that said, we're going to listen to one more song. It is from the band We the Unwilling, and it's called Renewed Hope, right here on the Pennsylvania Rock Show. Join us each and every Monday, usually at 7 p.m. You mentioned life getting in the way. That happened today. With that said, we are out of here for the evening. Once again, thanks goes out to everyone.